Hello and welcome. This is my league's planning video. I'm just going to be going over my kind of ideas, things I want to accomplish within this next league here coming up in 8 hours tomorrow. Huge coming up, by the way. We haven't had a league in over a year and a half about. So I'm super excited for it. I've spent a bit of time thinking about what I want to do, probably more than I have any other league. And yeah, I'm just going to go over my general ideas, pretty much my rough final decisions. I'm sure there's probably some by tomorrow morning. I'll have completely changed like 2 relics and my pacts and maybe even one of my regions. I don't know. But this is essentially what I'm going to stick with. Most of it's locked at this point. I don't really think I'm going to be changing my pact route at all. It seems pretty good. It seems pretty locked in. So I'm just gonna hop into kind of my plan here. So, right, we start in Varlamore, which is a little different. Typically you start in Mistalin, but it's on fire. Yama's destroyed it, which is super sick. So we start in Varlamore, and I've pretty much thought about mostly what I want to do, the build I want to do, and the content. That's probably the biggest thing, is the kind of content I want to do. I've made the mistake of just kind of following what everyone else, like what the majority of people are doing, streamers, content creators, whatever, and also just trying to maximize content. It's like you don't really have the most time in a day to be able to do stuff. Like, I think last league, I'm pretty sure I picked Desert and Zaya. Just horrible mistake. Just two raids regions is just too much. It was just too much. So just gonna go into my picks here. First of all, obviously picking Kandarin for my first area. I'm doing that just because of all the early game access you get, all the early game quests and XP and the skill training you can do in Kandarin is super big, as well as the echo items you get from Echo Thermi are part of the build. I'm going to reveal the build. You probably already know it if you are, I guess, active in like the Reddit, the old school Reddit. But essentially, yeah, it's maybe one of the best echo items we've ever had, tied with the new pact system that we're getting. So that's my first region. And then my second region will be Taranwin. I picked this, I think, is my first region in Raging Echoes, and super cool with the initial masteries we had there, where you could do the prayer pen against fighting Echo Hunlef. I remember just grinding it, and it just got so, like, I entered the flow state a little bit, killing Echo Hunlef, especially with that maximized melee mastery. It was so good. It was just hitting. You don't have to switch your prey. You're just constantly hitting through his prey. It was awesome. And we're gonna be able to do this again, which is super cool. I'm super excited to grind it again. All the other activities, it's just a key region to some of the things I want to do. So I'm picking that. And this is where I kind of go back and forth. I really am. I'm still like 51% sure of this region. Like, I'm like 51-49 split between another region. But right now I'm leaning towards Kourend, just because of, again, just some of the content I want to do, as well as kind of points maxing as much as I want to. Like, I'm trying to knock a bunch of the point tasks off, those high-end points, especially like maxing. Definitely don't think I'm gonna get like 25 mil all stats, all skills, but Kourend is gonna be pretty helpful for some of my shortcomings in my relic picks. So that is why it's gonna be my third region for now. It was either gonna be Kourend or the Wilderness for my third pick, or even Desert. I even had Desert at one point, but for now I'm sticking to Kourend. Some of the coolest relics I think we've ever seen, and also maybe some of the most balanced. I don't feel like everyone's saying this, but I don't feel like there's like super, like, obviously this one's the best, it kind of really just depends on what route you're playing. Like I feel like in previous leagues there's been relics where it's like you're an idiot if you don't pick this, but this time it's super up in the air. So pretty much the first one, I originally was going abundance just because I like that early game skip. Some of the boosting it could do in the early game, you could advance in all those skilling activities. You just skip those like super early easy ones, super early, time save. Just can skip stuff, and it extends all the way to like the late game in terms of skilling. Like some of those, you get to complete some of those like crafting tasks super early, which is a huge bump. Like you get to just skip some, like, you know what I mean? Like just a bunch of extra time save on that. But I really, really like the idea that Endless Harvest brings, where I could just, AFK pretty much until the 30-minute timer. So, turn it on at night when I'm going to bed. I might leave my PC on at night before I go to bed. Get that extra 30 minutes of just pure AFKing. Or if I'm doing something else, if I go to the gym, whatever, on the treadmill, on the bike, just, pull up my phone and just tap every 30 minutes or so just to make sure that I'm constantly AFK mining, AFK woodcutting, AFK fishing. As well as one of my big things is for the next tier, I am not taking Hotfoot. Just going to get this out of the way because I want to talk about it. I'm going to be picking Woodsman for my second tier 2 relic. Or my first tier 2 relic, sorry. And just going back to Endless Harvest, one of my I don't want to say it's a solve. It's not quite a solve. But I expect AFKing, fishing, woodcutting, since there are 2 tasks for... there's a task for 50 mil in 3 non-combat skills, and there's a task for 25 mil. It's 25 or 35 mil. I think it's 35 mil in 5 non-combat tasks. And this is going to be 3 of them, right? Pretty much endless wood cutting, redwood trees on Zaya, like crazy, or even whatever, even yews or hardwoods, pretty nice. Endless barb fishing, which is my partial agility solve. I think I'm gonna hold off a lot on like that kind of grind, like not even gonna get to 99 fishing until I get to that 16x XP multiplier, and then really just go to town, AFK right to at least 50 mil on this, and just see. That'll probably get me close to 99, I'm assuming. I actually haven't even looked at the numbers, but whatever it gets me to, I'll be cool with that, and I'll just suffer just suffer with whatever training I have to do to get to 99. That's probably as far as I'm going to go with agility, because it's just awful. It's just an awful skill to train. But Woodsman's huge, because we start in Varlamore. There are so many hunter tasks we get early on for points. We'll just be able to skip it, and this is going to be just easy tasks and points. I've looked at it. There's, I think, close to 3,500, maybe a little bit, I think a little bit below, like maybe 30, I think it was like 3,390 points total in the regions I'm picking for hunter. So super big, lots of, I think, early game skipping, just skipping a lot of that early game grinding for tasks. This will just be big. I'm probably just going to grind out, I might just grind out 99 hunter in Varlamore. We'll see what happens. But this is kind of big. As well as the fletching, not super big, but cool. We obviously have Auburn Vale fletching, which is going to be really easy and helpful. But the production prodigy effect on fletching, super nice. I really, really like that. And obviously fire making. This relic tied with Endless Harvest, fire making's done. Like I don't even have to go do Winter Tide. Obviously I'll have to go do it because it'll be tasks, but XP wise, solved. Like fire making, it'll go right up there. I'll get, like, that'll be one of the solves for the 50 mil or the 35 mil in non-combat tasks. Almost certainly. Tier 3, I want to go Map of Alacrity just because it's new. I mean, both of these are new relics. Bank Heist is, pretty cool. You get to teleport to any deposit box or bank, which is cool, you know. I like that. It's a good idea. It's easy, it's simple. You can see exactly where the banks are. Pretty obvious. Evil Eye is a little more different. Like, just teleport to the boss's entrances. Like, it's pretty freaking cool. But I was leaning towards Map of Alacrity just because of all the different... There's like... We don't know the full extent. I have a feeling there's a bunch of things that people are, like, listing on, like, the subreddits and Discords or whatever about where we're going to be able to teleport to. I feel like a lot of them are not going to be included. Like the little... whatever they're called, the stoles or whatever, over like a fence, like the fence jumps. I feel like those aren't going to be included. That's not an agility thing. I think it's ones that have specifically just agility shortcuts, I feel like. So maybe some of those are included, but I feel like it's not going to be like, because there's so many agility shortcuts in the game. There's like hundreds. I just feel like they won't include everything. And honestly, I haven't looked at it, so I'm kind of torn. Maybe I'll wait tomorrow before picking it and kind of just look a little bit and see what people are saying about it, because I'll probably end up being a little late to the actual launch, because it launches at like early in the morning for me, and usually there's delays when they actually do launch it. It usually takes a couple hours, so who knows when it's going to start, but I doubt anyways, I don't know if I'm going to be up for it immediately. We'll see. So I'm going to try to wait, but I guess for now maybe I'll just do Alacrity. Actually, no, I have Evil Eye. I'll go Evil Eye for now. But it's between the two. It's 50-50. I think Alacrity could be super cool, especially for like some skilling. It could be really cool. Okay, another one. Another really difficult tier. Like Transmutation. This is such a cool relic. Like, it's almost busted. Like, this is busted. If I wasn't going the regions I was going, I would pick this 100%. Like, it solves crafting. It solves prayer. It supplies your magic runes, all these things. Farming. But I'm just probably going to end up going Butler's Bell. Just that extra, because the build I'm taking, I'm not going to have a Herblore direct solve. Obviously, we have mastering mixology in Varlamore, but it's just not gonna be enough. And so I think just that little bit of farming, like I'll just get the butler to just start farming herbs right away, because I'm pretty sure you only get XP for processing. You don't get XP for any of the gathering. So I'm gonna have him just harvesting herbs up until I get to like max XP or something, or until I get like a crap ton of herbs, and then I'll just start having him having the butler just make potions and just get a lot of XP that way. I don't know, we'll see. But I'll that's probably my strat for that. Pretty basic. I mean, everything else that the butler does is solved. Everything else that Transmutation does for me is pretty much solved, besides like the magic XP is kind of nice, but I don't need it. Clues would be cool, but I kind of have clues solved as well. This tier I thought was locked. It's almost not locked now, but for the regions I'm picking, it's locked. I'm picking Larcenist. Because I have Tyranwin, and because I'm not picking... I'll just start with this. Because I have Tyranwin, it instantly... all of the crafting and smithing is solved. Because you can just infinitely... You get like 10x pickpocket, unfailing, you never fail pickpockets, infinite pickpocket, pretty much. Elves, you just fill up. Like, you're at a buffet of enhanced teleport crystals. You're just at a buffet. So all of those, plus grinding CG for all the armor shards, whatever. I'm totally just gonna do that. Crafting, constantly dismantling and crafting crystal armor for. I could probably even do 200 mil if I really wanted to. Actually, I'll just do pickpocketing probably till 200 mil, and then that way I'll probably get a guaranteed pet as well. I'll probably just steal like stalls or something. Since there's everything is noted and there's no coin pouches, I'll just steal from stalls, just AFK them. So that's tons, big tasks get knocked out right there, as well as some of those 99s get covered. Soul Harvest is really cool too. I really wanted to pick this. Oh, actually, you know what? I think I have this right now. I think I have this actually as my, let me look at my thing. Yes, actually I did change it around. So I'm actually picking Soul Harvest first, which gave it away. I'm going to reload into Larcenist after, because this is like a late game thing, like the Larcenist grinding, thieving, that's like an AFK thing, you know, whatever. I'm not, that's a late game thing. That's not something I have to do right away. But this, ooh, actually the clues though, yeah, I'll stick with this for now. Deal with it when I get to it. Soul Harvest is really cool too, because it ties, I think it really synergizes with the relics I picked and the next relic, or the routes I'm going, sorry, the kind of route I'm doing, and my next relic that I'm picking. This solves rune crafting, because you could just, like, anytime you harvest your herbs or your fruit trees or whatever, you get shards that can be used for either prayer or rune crafting, which is awesome, because rune crafting was like one of those skills that was like, I knew it was going to be just horrible, like, because we don't have bankers now. That was the only reason why rune crafting was like good. You could just sit there and just spam click on the altar. You're able to do that again with this skill. Super cool. So yeah, I'm definitely going to be picking this one, because I'm probably going to be farming too, because I'll eventually get Zaya, and the farming guild is super good for farming, obviously. So that works out really well. Gets good coverage there. Build up a lot of these soul shards. And this was not even close. This is probably the least close tier in terms of the relics. Just culling spree with the regions I'm taking, and honestly, just compared to these two, like these two or whatever. Like I don't really care about magics. Like I'm not gonna get ancients, or I don't even really care about like the prayers that much. I'm gonna get piety for melee. I'll get dex and arcane from Zaya, so it's just useless. And this, it's like just whatever. I mean, whatever. I don't really care. But culling spree and the slayer grind super synergizes with soul harvest, because anytime you kill something with soul harvest, the bones or the ashes or whatever get turned into soul shards. So that means that while I'm grinding out those high level slayer requirements for things like Thermi or whatever else, Hydra, yeah, I have to do Hydra, those kinds of things, I'll be getting tons and tons and tons of these soul shards. So rune crafting, depending on how much I grind, I could literally just maybe just get 200 mil. That's probably too much. I actually don't need to. Like, I could definitely get 99. I'm almost certain with that amount. Yeah. So that's why it's synergized with that. And yeah, I'm going to be reloading back into Larcenist. Because of the things I talked about earlier with the crafting and the smithing. But also, it is my clue solve. Because of, I think Bodhi talked about this. He did actually. I'm totally ripping it from him. But with Kandarin, I believe you have all of your NPC pickpockets and Larcenist affects clue scrolls. I think it says it here. Yeah, right below. Clue scrolls are multiplied 10x. So obviously it still kind of sucks. You have to go through. You don't get like the max rolls or the shortest amount of steps. And maximum like unique. So you still, like, I could just blow them around. Like I could just fly through clues this way, because I think elves drop, like, I pretty much get easy, medium, hard, and elites covered, because there's gnomes, I think, drop clues when you pickpocket them. I think heroes, paladins, elves, I'd have to go look exactly, but yeah, all of those are covered under Larcenist, and just a huge boost. And we get like max stacks or infinite stacks of the clues, so just huge. Right, I don't think that's even here. Yeah, so yeah. It reloaded, boom, boom, boom. I mean, this is kind of cool. If I was choosing different regions, I'd be choosing different relics, and this would be, like, honestly pretty cool. But I would probably still choose flow state, and I don't know, maybe reload into transmutation or hot foot or something. We'll see. And finally, the minion. the minion. I mean, this is kind of cool. It's like, what is it, redemption or whatever that was. When you die, you get revived. This one, you just eat a prayer, and it's just like an ambrosia from Tombs of Amascut. Full HP, you know, prayers restored, all that. Like you get uber healed, and there's the huge redemption explosion. It's pretty cool, but Executioner Axe, you know, so, like, it's cool, but I'm not gonna pick it. Executioner's Axe, really cool too, but I think that by the time I'm tier 8, I'll have my combat set up fully, my demonic packs like maxed out or close to it. Not maxed out, but actually I could be maxed out. I'll pretty much be at my end game for combat. I'm gonna be wrecking. I don't care. Okay, yeah. So this is my going into my packs here. I don't actually, I guess it is kind of, anyways, going with the air spells build, the Cum Blaster build. I'm calling it the Cum Blaster, but actually my route I stole this from Mazhar because he's just smarter. He just knows a lot more. So I'm essentially just copying him, even though he's picking different relics, and I think he's picking Wilderness for his 3rd region. The combat pacts, I just don't have enough mental power to... I don't want to. I didn't want to. I didn't want to go through and, like, look at it and try to figure out what I really wanted to do. I just looked for some of the max DPS. I saw it on Reddit. You know, people were talking about the max wind DPS, the wind strike, or wind surge. Crazy prayer combo you get. So insane. So cool. So this is kind of my... I'm just copying Mazhar again, going back to it. He has his, like, phases. He's using the rerolls. So this is, like, phase 1. Just going into the crossbow build because of Woodsman. Fletching is super quick, and I'm going to be able to fletch up to the Sunlight Hunter's crossbow. And so I'm speccing into this. This is going to be for, like, Jad and Amoxolotl, Echo Amoxolotl, whatever to get these. So I'll get these 2 first, and then branch over here, and then this is for range training. So I'm going to be chinning. Once I get Kandarin, just go to the Monkey Madness tunnels. You get a ton of chins. Just train a bit of Hunter up. And then, yeah, just max out my chins that way. And then phase 2 is the Gauntlet grind. So essentially, all you really need is just to get to this, because the staff, the crystal staff in Gauntlet, is a 2-handed powered staff. So this is not. It's going to be, the attack speed is going to be sped up to 2 tick. You're going to have a 2-tick staff in the Gauntlet, and it's not going to have that 8 max hit reduction. So it's just super. You're going to be insane. I'm going to be 5-1ing Hunlef, corrupted Hunlef with that, and then eventually the Echo Hunlef. I could maybe do this, like, if I get it, like, it's only 12. Like, this other build I had was 15, and really all I need to get to is do, and then I get a 4-tick crystal bow for, what is that, 6 more. Actually, I could just do this. I could literally just do this. Ranged Echoes never miss. I mean, I guess it's kind of cool, but like, look, yeah, for 3 more I could get to the 3-tick bow. But I'm just gonna, like, maybe I'll go into that, and then maybe there, you know, just to have it, and then I'll just go in between. But, like, it really doesn't matter too much for this. I'll probably end up doing this if I have... I'll have 15. Yeah, I'll just do this. That's right. Just do this, and I could just 3-1 or 5-1 with a crystal bow in Gauntlet, just for the Hunlef. It'll be super easy. And I'll just grind that out for a little while. And then phase 2 is this. So this is after the Gauntlet grind. This is for killing... let's see. Yeah, this is for going to be going into demonic gorillas. So maxing out, like, I think I have like 90 prayer pen with this. So things like demonic gorillas, just gonna mage them. Just gonna mage them. They're just gonna get shredded. And then I'm gonna grind Doom as well. And I'll just annihilate Doom with this build. Yeah, so this is pretty sick. This setup with the prayer and everything, like air spells, each active prayer you have on is insane. I'll show the build I'm gonna have, kind of the builds I've kind of looked at and kind of adjusted to my liking here in a minute. But it's just insane. It might be one of the most broken builds in leagues like that we've ever had. It's crazy. Then finally, here's kind of the maxed build I'm gonna be having. There are some slight adjustments I'm gonna be making to it. I have made to it already because I'm not entirely sure like where I rest on this. But essentially, this is locked. Obviously, this is locked. This is locked too, just because the huge healing you get from the water attacks so big. That's whatever. I mean, maybe like I might spec into that if I have a remaining pack somewhere. This is the area I was kind of maybe gonna change out. It's good for like Inferno, because essentially it acts as like a barrage almost. Like you attack one opponent and it bounces up to two other enemies. So really good, like a barrage. It'll be good for Colosseum and Inferno. But I might respec down here. Like this is if I was going Wilderness, I would respec down here. Excuse me. And like maybe do like, let's see, what do I have here? Just do like this, right? Oh, I already have it. Like just do this. Like if I was going Wilderness, because you get the BBC, the King's crossbow, the big black crossbow. I would go this because it might just be nuts with this build. So it's So this is my alternate. For sure, I don't. Regardless of this, everything else, like if you ignore the bottom part, everything else up here, I'm gonna have. This solves this setup with the gear I'm gonna show. Solves Soul, the Colosseum fight, and this is just everything else. It's just gonna shred. Like it's just gonna be so unstoppable. And here's quickly just a look at my builds. This is the insanity of this build. Essentially what you do is you max your prayer out and you get max hits with it, and as well as every single active prayer you have enabled gives you a max hit, right? So it's weird the way it works. You end up actually having more DPS from Augury if you use these. If you use 3 of these, just the level 1, like the super low level melee stats. You see 11.4. Wait, what? Maybe it wasn't Ulm. Maybe it was Zuck. Let's see. Or maybe I'm just wrong. See? Yeah. So yeah, it's a little bit better. Essentially on everything else, I think besides Ulm, that'll be better. So I'm just gonna be running this all the time. Just because, yeah, it's easy. But yeah, so I'm gonna be getting Confliction Gauntlets from Doom. These are all clue items, right? Like the Devout Boots, the Ancient Ropes, whatever, the Miter. Yeah, it's all from clues, so it's super vital to this plan. So I'm gonna have to spend a little bit of time grinding out clues. But there's so many tasks. I think there's like another like 2,500 points or at least like 2,000 points in clues with my region. So gonna have to do it. It's fine. Crystal Blessing is actually super big. I saw people were just using the Rada's Blessing. The Crystal Blessing, I believe, actually gives you. Let's see if it lists it here. Yeah. So the Crystal Blessing gives you +5 prayer bonus compared to like the Rada's Blessing 4. Only gives you 2, so it's really big. The Bone Crusher Necklace as well. I believe it's like +15 or +12. So it's probably one of the better things you can get with my regions here. So that's why it's on here. All of these are like, this is like the end stage like mage build with Surge Strike or Wind Strike, sorry. It's just gonna be insane. Here's kind of the build I have right now for this. Just whatever, just the basic thing there. And then here's the Soul, the Crystal Soul solve for Soul Heredit. Just, it's gonna shred. I'm gonna like it's not shredding, but it's really good. It's super good. I think it's a great solve. You're gonna get a 2-tick. What was it? A 2-tick? Yeah, and you're gonna get a 3-tick whip, a 3-tick 10 whip, and that extra damage bonus here, and anything prayer. Like, you could even, I think the prayer is good, but just having this is better DPS than, like, if I had this kit with the whip, this still does more DPS just because of the crystal and its melee buff. So I'm just going to keep that. Great damage. That's the soul solve. Here's another setup I could use with the heavy ballista. Dragon javelins, I don't know how I'm going to get them. Probably, I don't know, one of the bosses will drop it. This is just kind of what whatever. It was listed just to kind of see. This is an alternate for the King's Barrage. Just to kind of see the DPS on it here. I guess Zook is probably a good thing to look at. Pretty good DPS. Look, that's not bad. That's still pretty good. Somehow the max hit is higher. I actually don't know what the King's Barrage does exactly. So I'll look into it. Maybe it is crazy. Maybe if I use different ammo or something, it'll be different. But that's just kind of just having it listed there. Probably not gonna be picking it, so you can ignore this. And this was just to test to see the DPS change with a few going down this route and getting rid of this, so you lose like a little bit of magic accuracy and damage with this route. But like you can see between these two, like it's not even, it's like a little under a second, or about a second of DPS loss, or like whatever, you know. Same with this. This was just if I wanted to go with the like a blind bag heavy weapon pact, you could do it here, and you really don't, again, same DPS, you really don't lose a lot. So thank you very much for watching, guys. That's it for this video. Let me know if you guys are playing the league, what kind of builds you're using, what kind of routes you're using. Just super curious to see what kind of crazy loony stuff people end up getting up to. It's gonna be so much fun. I will see you guys in the league tomorrow.